Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall is 9:45 on Tuesday night. I should have said whatever night of the week it is. You see that? Bamboozled already. Back with one at Ludlow, one at Doncaster, and one at Kempton. I see there is an inspection. I don't know why that is. At Doncaster in the morning, 7:30. We had one runner today, Liari, got into a bit of a pig. But I don't know what is it with Harry Cobden and the Nicholas horses he rides in Taunton. He's out in the neighbour's field. Thieving, we call it, when you go out into the neighbour's field. Why don't they pick a horse from the yard that's suitable to go up the inside, losing so many lengths? Well, it could have made a difference if you go up the inside. You see where the top weight went? He went the inside carrying top weight, and only for he fluffed the last, he may have won with 12 stone. Luttrell Lad had gone down on the weights, but Liari, I don't know, step up and trip, at least 2.6 I would imagine, and coming from behind, slow one-paced horse. I'd be wary of him again though. I thought the same thing happened to Nicholas's horse in the 305. Heavily gambled on, went off even money, and he sent him out in front and lost all momentum about half a mile out. Or could be lost all interest. I'm losing interest with them as well. The yard is going terrible. I won't be backing them again. We've 3 for tomorrow. We'll have a little Ante-post look. I done it 3 weeks ago on a Tuesday night when things were quiet. What day of the week did I say it was? Did I say this was Tuesday? See, I'm flustered already. We'll get on with it anyway. Tomorrow, this is a sort of a reading between the lines and trying to read people's minds and stuff like that. Can work at times, other times it can't, or it doesn't. I'm not saying it can't, it can. It can and it doesn't. Fairly strong as exchanges. Chime is a horse that I had looked at a couple of days ago when I was handicapping this before the prices came out. It was a decent enough juvenile. It was with one first time out of bumper with Fergal O'Brien, moved to the Killanena and McPherson yard and has won 3 out of 6. Had a break from last February when it won on heavy ground to when it ran in November. Must have had wind problems because it had wind surgery, which would lack of fitness and lack of wind would have caused what we will see here. Well, I turn down the volume on this. It might make a difference to them who's in Malta. So, they mightn't be listening. This is him here in front, looking to be a threat to the eventual winner, and jumps all right, but then throws in the towel shortly and finishes 10 lengths back in, 4th? Still going all right there, and we're over the 2 mile mark at that point. That's it. I've enough. Can't do any more. Coming to the last. The winner is flying it. Here we go. Nothing there. Empty tank. Bye-bye. So wind surgery should bring him on. The reason I had him picked the other day as well, I shouldn't have done that. I should have done this. If we look at the future entries, they have him entered in early 1st of March. in the Moor Battle in Kelso. That was won last year by Kraken Rhapsody, carrying 10 stone 9. And if we look, I think what it shows there's 34 entered. He's down there at 10 stone 4. 34. There was 18 runners last year. One didn't run. That one, the McManus's one, Control, what do you call it? Didn't run. So it'll need to win to get into that race, I would imagine. So the fact that they have wind surgery and paid a few pounds to get in, there's a few there that won't be running for sure. See a horse that we backed the last day is the top weight, Favour and Fortune. Joyeuse that flew home in the Schweppes is given £15 of a hike. McClowery that won in Leopardstown for Emmett Mullins has got a big hike as well. I don't know what the field will be, but for it to run that day, get into the race first before even getting even in the frame or anything, that'll need to be winning tomorrow. Now, whether it'll happen is another thing. But it's 3-1 at 12.72 area. There is a bit of money for it. It's strong enough on the exchanges. I was looking at Doncaster. I don't know what the problem is with a precautionary inspection at 7:30 when you have ground good to soft in places. Somebody, if they know, tell me. I was looking at, I narrowed it down to 3 the other night, and I thought Benmore is not the one I picked. It is Benmore. It's first time in a handicap. Yard is not going all that well. But if we look at it here, the handbrake was on. It had a couple of decent runs here, second in the bumper, second in the maiden hurl. But it was third here, and it was only 5 lengths behind a 120 rated horse. And you see the handbrake is on. He actually pulls the handbrake in front of us at one stage coming up the stretch, and he could have got closer to a 120 rated horse to make him.
Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
There he goes, levelling up for home. 3 more flights of hurdles left to jump. Benmore and Juventus de Brion, rather tired now in third is French Emperor.
That's him here. I'll check on the volume again now. We'll call them. Might call them this way.
De Brion enters the final quarter of a mile in front. At the second last now, jumped it well. The Grey Ghost looks the danger in second. Benmore's in third. Down towards the final flight now. And Juventus de Brion is hanging. Here comes the Grey Ghost from the back. Juventus de Brion and the Grey Ghost. Final flight. Juventus de Brion just about the leader. The Grey Ghost in second. Juventus de Brion is finding a bit more when required, but the Grey Ghost hasn't given up at all. Inside the final half furlong they go. Juventus de Brion tackled and passed by the Grey Ghost and racing up towards the line. The Grey Ghost, for a bit of a shock, has beaten Juventus de Brion. In third was Benmore, and the fourth horse home, Nora's Legacy.
Pulled out handbrake in front of us there, coming up the stretch. Stays with him. First time in a handicap. That Diamond Coda, we seen him running recently the day that, the day that Diamond Kicks won a second time for us. And that Gwynnie May Star is raised £8 for a win for the Skeltons recently as well. But I thought this could be the fact that it got so close to a 120 horse not trying a yard. It's a 13-2 shot. It's an each way bet. That's the only one I could pick out at Doncaster tomorrow. Going on to Kempton tomorrow night. I had looked at this race because it's the best race at the class 3, and I'd seen the forecast prices. Local Hero 5-2, Cracking Shot 11-4, Brazil Power. So I was looking at that and the Forum and Kempton Forum in particular. Local Hero won well enough the last day, put up £4. Won on a good time on the same night as well. But cracking gold, that was 63 days ago. Hannon doesn't run them too often. He doesn't overdo it. Cracking gold. Cox hasn't had a winner in a good while, but he'd be 0 for 6 in the last 3 weeks, but he's had 5 places. He's had like 3 seconds and a couple of thirds. So he's not that far away from a winner, and Hannon's strike rate is 8 runners with 1 winner and 2 places. So he's had 5 out of the places. So if you look at the percentage, strike rate would be something, for play starts be something similar. But this lad coming back from a 188 day break, and he had a gelding operation. I thought he'd done all right here. Cracking gold.
And yellow. On the right, Beige and Bandit, the red sleeves ridden along. They're down inside the 2. Symbol of light in Nola Grey under the rail. Then Beige and Bandit, cracking gold, coming through with Golden Pharaoh. Then Kind of Kiss and Eligible, but Symbol of Light is kicking on off a steady pace here. Stretching on inside the furlong and beginning to draw clear. Symbol of Light, they're bunching in behind, but they're bunching for places only. The bird has flown. Symbol of Light for the Horse Watchers wins well over Cracking Gold in Nola Grey.
He wasn't too busy on him either, the Galway man. But if you look at his form, he won first time out in Kempton. And he was second in Kempton by a neck. So it likes the surface. He ran in that big handicap in Ascot as well, in a class 2, class 3 here. So they're pretty much the same price. He's 9-4 against the 7-4. Shorter in a couple of places. I thought he was the bet there. We'll shoot on and have a look about. There's a couple of races the weekend that's interesting. You have the Trophy Handicap Chase over 3 miles in Kempton. Now the decks for this won't be up until Thursday, but you have Highland 7-2. That's the horse that I sort of was fancying for Dultima. Aroko. Now this could be the day that the handbrake will be off, and there's big money for this. Is 150,000 race. The last time they ran him over an inadequate 2-5. I think they could, with the way it's out for the Grand National now. If he wins this, won't be going up. I think that if he's declared for Saturday, I think they'll be going for this. He'd be carrying top weight, but he'll be only giving a couple of pounds away to Highland. Isn't that right? It'll be interesting to see what Lowry's bear will he go, because he's definitely going to Kempton. We have the Adonai Juvenile as well. Lolamba, all the rage for the Triumph. Up against Mondomanigan. Now this lad, if he settles, he could turn the table on him, but if he doesn't improve. This lad was rated 111, wasn't it, on the flat? So that's no daw. Or will he run Palladium? Which one will he go for? Nicholas Henderson. We have the Eider is on. Hard to wattle the run there. O'Connell has won a few, but I think he's going to Cheltenham. It could be Angler's Crag day there if he won't run. The Pendle Novices, he'll hardly run. He run recently as well. This lad here, is he going to run? Ashdale Bob, he'd have a good chance if he comes across the pond. Do we look at the Dovecot? No. We'll have a quick look at the Ante-post. Or would we? I thought we could get straight in. 1 second now. Kopek the board is all the rage. I'd be hoping he'd win because I have a treble done. I got them trebles today, the screenshots of them. I don't know who done the bets. There was a 300 treble, 6.5 at 11-4, Galloping de Champ at 4-7, and July Flower at 4-1. Somebody done that. Somebody done 150 treble, John Bond 4-5, Constitution Hill and Galloping de Champ, and the same person done 150 win on Nürburgring at 8-1. This was at the preview the other night. Somebody done 300 treble, Kopek de board at 5-6, Final Demand at 15-8, and 6.5 at 7-2. One second now. I know Darrow O'Keefe was sitting beside me. He done a 300 treble on the a 300 win on the Big Westerner at 10-1. Henry de Bram had done this bet: 100 win on work ahead at 16-1. 100 win on Monty Star at 10-1, and 100 win on the Big Westerner at 10-1. That was, I know that he, because he was the fair side, I know that he done that bet. My treble was 300 treble, Kopek de board, Majborough and Galloping de Champ, and they gave me 5-1. They give me a bit more than a pint extra than on that. And I know Paddy Flood, Ken Whelan, I'm nearly sure, done 150 treble, Final Demand at 6-1, Final Demand at 15-8, Home by the Lee at 6-1, and Angels Dawn at 9-2. And 150 treble, 6.5, 11-4, Galloping de Champ, and he was Galileo Dame in there at 8-1. They might just interest people, and I got a screenshot as well of the panel tonight. I got it from Ian Galgay. He was the man that acted the bollocks with me with the custard. But I thought when I got one from today, I thought it might be a voucher for Bird's custard, but not to be. Anyway, Kopek to board, I hope wins that because I put it into the treble. We'll know our fate early. The Arkle is next. Majborough, I've that picked. We're all over that because we were on it last year in the Triumph. We're all over it 8-1. Lord of Sud is the horse we backed a couple of times as well, but the way it finished the other day, it shouldn't be up to this calibre of Majborough. But a 5-year-old hasn't won the Arkle since the year 2000. That was the Noel Meade trained horse. But not that many would have ran in the intervening period. But it's something. Here was Highland. I was looking at it. I mentioned it before. I think it's 16 to us into 10. So whether that runs is on Saturday and Lowry's Bear, you have like only 2.5 weeks. Then 2 weeks and 2 weeks and 3 days to recover from a 3-mile chase. So they mightn't run this Saturday. They're entered, but they're not declared yet. I don't know. You see, what's the aim for those? That's why if Iroko isn't going to Cheltenham, this could be the prep for the Grand National, and if he's 5s now, if they're not running, he'll go off a 6-4 shot. the Mayor's Hurl. It looks like that Brighter Days Ahead and Lossiemouth both are going to run in the Champion Hurl. So Willie has a few there that don't know what it's going to. That's running, I think, in Punchestown Thursday or Friday. Cargeese needs to improve. That rate to go in July Flower, it'll probably go off favourite. Lot of Joy is down as well as declared for Thursday in Punchestown. So it probably won't run in the Mayor's Hurl. Like, this could be the Gold Cup for him or her the next day. Constitutional 4-6. It's going to be a hell of a race if all of those line up. Let's see. There's a few. I won't. A few of them handicaps. I'll have a selection on the day. There's nothing that sticks out. Oh, the National Hunt Chase. Our horse there that has won a couple of times for his transmission. Be interesting to see who rides it. I think Sean Bowen might ride it, and that will suit the horse, and because Bowen likes to run from the back. That'll be fairly decent each way poke there. They're paying 5 places at 12-1 transmission. Now as the hour is all the rage. This being 7-1 beat transmission before, but I think over the extra 6 furlongs that could turn the table on it. Will Do is running the next day. We had a tip the last night. It's running declared again for the 3.5 mile race. That could wait then for the Irish Grand National. It mightn't go to Cheltenham at all. So we know this is definitely going. This is definitely going. And if that doesn't, it'll be shorter in the betting on the day. Might be no harm anyone to have a few pounds on the 12s now. The Turners as well. It's the way Final Demand won in Punch or in Leopardstown, fair favourite. The New Lion winning the Challow. Challow has septic for him. A lot of people are making Ballyburn their banker. We're on Better Days Ahead. Didn't win that convincingly the last day. Dancing City won't be any pushover either. Coral Cup. One, we don't know what's going to be in the field yet. Well, we'll see. We'll pick out the cross country chase. Buzz Horse, top of the market, Stumptown. I'd be fancying him. I tipped him the other night. I told him I was sweet on him. The Ryanair, we don't know the field. Fact File hot favourite. Won the Turners last year. Distance should be alright. Classy sort, back in distance. Il Francais is the one that could be hard to peg back when it goes out in front. I will see the Triumph. Now, if this runs the next train, it doesn't do as well as it's supposed to do. This will go favourite, but I'm all over this. There's another Bus Horse one for us a couple of times on the flat and a couple of times over hurdles. No, twice over hurdles, yeah. Interesting to see, will last year's runner Absurd run? It was 12s the other day. Drier ground will suit it. It only went up £6 from last year. Mare Chase as well is something similar to last year. Will the ground will make a difference? It won the race last year for Limerick Lace, who's not running near as well this year as last year. But ground makes a big difference. But Dino Blue seems to be running better, but it needs less than heavy ground. If it's on heavy ground, this would be with the same profile and run style as this horse last year. So I'd be fancying this over this on heavy ground, and on good ground, good to soft, I'd be fancying Dino Blue, I think. I had something against it last year, but this year it won well. I was impressed enough with it the last day. This is the race Henry was saying, Big Westerner, half sister to Stay Away Faye. Would that be the first time ever that a mare produced 2 winners in 3 years of the same race? That with Bartlett. Final Demand will probably go the other way. The Yellow Clay, I think, will go here. But always an outsider wins this, including last year's Stellar Story. So it's one to wait closer to the day to see what the ground is like, to see. I hope Gallopin, I'm going there strictly to see Gallopin win 3 in a row. Hunter's Chase, no opinion on it yet. And then we have the finale, the Merton Pipe. This has been good to us the last few years. Hard to know yet what the field will be like. Woodoo, that race that won the last year, has thrown up plenty of winners since those behind her. She'll go off shorter. It's hard to know what will show up in the race. So that was just a 3 week away. Few thoughts on what is happening in my head. There's a lot that happens in it. But anyway, might be a help to us down the line and might not. Bash the bookies, over and out.